all of them that confessed to all their drug dealings, all of them, they just retracted all their statement. That, oh, no, we didn't say that. Oh, you were the one who told us this and that led to the arrest of that one, that led to the discovery of more drugs. No, we didn't say that. No, you forced us to say that. So at the end of the day, the court in Mali freed him. He's ambassador. So it's not even just a drug dealer that is just like a friend of another drug lord. No. He has the emblem authority to go everywhere in Africa. You give drug lord, free pass all over Africa, diplomatic passports. So he's now the one who is now explaining that video. And he said that the diplomatic passports that they gave to Kolu Tinubu, which then makes him the citizen of Guinea-Conakry, it is that drug dealer Yara who said it is honor. It was given to Tinubu by Alpha Conde. Remember Alpha Conde, the former president that got overthrown, Buhari Tinubu friend. Na military day Guinea-Conakry now for the past 2 or so years. Sure you get. So now let me tell you something. A drug dealer from Mali is explaining diplomatic passport as honorary citizenship. Now, if you are given any citizenship anywhere, and they say, for example, let's say somebody say you are like they give you the honorary citizenship of Kampala in Uganda, or Nairobi. You see Nairobi in Kenya, let's say the governor of Nairobi decided to make Mayegun the honorary citizen of Nairobi, Kenya. It simply means I am recognized, probably having made some contribution to Nairobi or to Kenya in some way, and to honor me, they will now give me that certificate that says I am welcome. Whenever I am in Kenya and I am in Nairobi, I am going to always feel at home and be at home. Sure you get. But before I can go to Kenya, I will need the Kenya visa. That doesn't make me a citizen of Kenya. Do you understand? When you are given honorary citizenship, it is not a citizenship that comes with the country's passport. Country's passport. Once you are given that passport, you are now the citizen of that country. It's not honorary. Do you get that? Do you want me to explain that again? When president says, we are going to make you we are offering you citizenship of this country, honorary citizenship, is because, you see, the road to citizenship is not given. Like they want you to think. Sure you get. But if the president of a country says, we are going to give you our diplomatic passports, that is the identity of a citizen. That is what you can tender anywhere, like your Nigerian passport. That Nigerian passport. You can see it. If you see it in the hand of a Ghanaian, that Ghanaian must have acquired that passport. The only legal way they can is through marriage or naturalization. There are ways you can become citizens like that. Tinubu was given diplomatic passports. A passport that Tinubu will appear. It's still his name, but it will be traveling all over the world, right? With diplomatic passport is not like any other passport. Sure, you know. Now it will be traveling all over the world as a Ghanaian. Or should we say he has been traveling all over the world as a Ghanaian, even though it is still his name? Diplomatic passports. Nigeria doesn't give diplomatic passport to people who are not in political office. Even if you are in political office as well, it's not actually for everyone. So in their petition, responding to petition, they said the whole court of Nigeria with the evidence and copy of that Guinean passport and citizenship. They are responding to that petition like, my lord, it is just honorary citizenship. Don't listen to all this nonsense they are putting in the petition. And that's their response. When they ask them about Tinubu's drug dealing in America, forfeiting money from almost eight bank accounts, they say, yeah. It is true. It is true that he forfeited money because of drug dealing. But my lord, these guys don't know the truth. Well, the truth is, the case that the DEA in America has is against the bank account, not the Tinubu, the account holder. That's their response. So if you are a judge and you are reading all those responses, won't you be laughing? And say, are these guys serious? I mean, are they actually like serious, or this is just like them trying to sort of play about before they now get serious? Like, what is this? So these are the responses. So because of this, Atiku has now demanded that his lawyers should add extra prayers. Here you get now, like, you know what? We are also going to tap into this drug issue. We're going to tap into all of this available evidence. We're going to build on them because this Tinubu, the shege that is actually going to show Una, Atiku may not come back from Dubai again, ever. Anyway, that's just on the side. Just few days ago, my dear people, few days ago, the news of the war in Sudan, okay, was everywhere. And why? Because it was at that time that people got to know that a lot of Nigerians are living in Sudan and schooling in Sudan. And in fact, they are trapped in Sudan. And because they are Nigerians, nobody even want to take them in Africa. Everybody kind of doesn't want to have anything to do with them. Tanzania said if they come closer to their border, they will shoot them, Nigerians. What is Nigerian government doing about it? What are they going to do about this? And as usual, everybody started attacking themselves on social media. Hey, some people are saying that leave them. Now, see Islamic study, then go study for Sudan. Now, jihadists, then go study there. All of them, even one of, there's this person, they call him doctor. This guy went to Sudan, and he went there to go and do what you will call the PhD in Islamic studies. PhD in Islamic studies. And guess what he wrote for his PhD thesis? Guess. I know you can't tell me because it's like I'm teasing you, Abby. But guess, I'll read the comment. What do you think this person who studied who had his PhD in Islamic studies in Sudan, what do you think he submitted as his final thesis that he got his PhD on? I'll tell you. The guy studied how to stop the expansion of Christianity, how to stop the growth of Christianity in northern Nigeria. That is what he wrote his thesis on. And he got a PhD for it in Sudan. You know, obedient are like, see this one. Somebody said that cattle rearing, terrorism. Come on, let's get serious. Well, maybe terrorism too. Terrorism that goes, terrorists that went to Harvard. A Nigerian traveled to Sudan to go and get a PhD in Islamic studies on how to stop the growth and expansion of Christianity in northern Nigeria. And he is a doctor. If you see his name, they say Dr. Saliu Abubakar. Dr. this. Anyway, so the obedience started uprooting some sort of information when it comes to what is really going on in Sudan and Nigerians in Sudan. So they started with, leave them there. Now, it's really the call. All of them will go to Sudan. They don't go to Sudan, go study anything, we go benefit Nigeria. Now everything will go further polarize Nigeria, destroy Nigeria, divide Nigeria. Now waiting a good story for Sudan, but I say, hey, they calm down. Everybody should calm down. No, they use that blanket statement. There are over 5 million Nigerians living in Sudan. Mayegun, they are Northerners. They are not Nigerians. I say, calm down, calm down. Wait, let me finish. Over 5 million Nigerians are living in Sudan. Of course, majorly are from northern Nigeria. Some of them are students. In fact, a lot of them are students. And when this whole thing started, and people started calling on the government of Nigeria to do something, are you going to do something? Hang on, I'm going to change my battery before this thing blink off, okay? Don't go anywhere, just hang on there. I'm going to come back in a minute. This is now go. Now so Nigeria they turn on. Nigeria they go like that. Crash. So let's leave all sentiments. Get these people home. A responsible government should have reacted a long time ago before things got to this stage. But it is Nigeria, who cares? And a lot of, like I said, if it no happen to you, sometimes you don't think Nigeria is, you don't believe that Nigeria is gone. Now when it happened to you, now then you go come and scream, yeah. Majority of these ones are from northern Nigeria. The ones who left Nigeria. And a lot of people started pulling up what they have seen them defended from far away Sudan, defending APC, Egbe. So as people were after them, shut up, all of you, go and fight Sudan, don't come back here, don't go and trek, all of that. Nobody wanted to care. Others are calling on Abike Dabiri. They are not calling on Boko Haram. Abike Dabiri. Abike, is it because we are not Dana? Is it because we are not Dana? That's why you want us to die? Abike, you cannot come and carry us. And Abike said, I know they call carry you. If you see anywhere, any bridge, where you say anything, we go protect your head, go on down. I mean, no bomb you dead. That was about 4 days ago. I'm not joking. I mean, I'm just trying to make a lighter sort of thing of it. So fast forward to yesterday. Now, so breaking news. Breaking news. Nigeria to spend $1.2 million to evacuate Nigerians from Sudan. What did they do? They don't come, $1.2 million. See. Oh, yeah, tell us how you want to do them. They said $1.2 million. They are going to get a 40. Give me a second. They are going to get a 40 Marco Polo buses. Ekene Dili Chuku buses. How much is the shutter of Ekene Dili Chuku right now? I think you still have that, don't you? Give me a second. Oh, that's not well. Give me 1 sec. Right, let's leave it that way. Ekene Dili Chuku. And it's going to cost Nigeria $1.2 million. Well, it doesn't matter. Some said that money is, money shouldn't be a problem like life. Just get them home. So they sent us a video of getting these people home. And it's going to take them 2 days and 4 hours to drive from Khartoum to Cairo in Egypt. So they're going to drive through the desert. Some part of the desert have they have road in the desert. Some part no get road though. Sandstorm can just blow and you no go even see the road. Now only track you go to follow. But $1.2 million, 40 buses from Sudan. So that must have been paid to the transportation company. Because listen, this is not like, okay, hang on. APC said they were spending $1.2 million. So ordinarily as a government, you would think they will make consultation. They will consult with a transportation company since there is no fly zone. But Nigeria needs you. Nigeria is done for. Because I just remember now, despite the fact that they had the no-fly zone in that country, in Sudan, for weeks now, they declared a ceasefire temporary and they opened the airspace and they allow people to actually bring in their aircraft and then they lift their people out. UK did it. US did it. Within that space of time, Nigeria, they hire buses to drive people for 2 days, 4 hours, before they can then lift them from Egypt to Nigeria. Okay, if the government says they are paying $1.2 million, then that means they've put on the logistics, they've consulted the right people, and then they will have everybody who is interested in coming back to Nigeria to turn up, Abi. Okay. The way Wahala first started was when they said people who are running away from war, they are now selecting them by state of origin. State of origin, Bawo. Ni Sudan. Are you not Nigerians? Show your passport and enter this thing. Show any form of ID. Yeah, enter. They move from this war zone. That's what you will expect, Abi. Omo. Then they say, everybody from your, from state of origin, come and show your state of origin. They say, if not by state of origin, then Abia will go first. Abia, Umaya, Adamawa, Adamawa will go next. Anambra, Oka, Akwa Ibom, Uyo, Bauchi. Sure you get. All the people where there's Zamfara, now them go they no go see boss. Which one is state of origin in the when you are running away from war?
Yanzu wannan shine faran hawa mota da ɗaliban da za a kawo daga ƙasar Sudan zuwa Cairo zuwa kuma Najeriya. To yanzu an fara hawa mota ta jihohi, ana kiran sunayen jihohi ne. Wannan motar 'yan Kaduna da Taraba da kuma Yobe. Sannan waccan kuma motar 'yan Katsina. Sannan nan kuma 'yan Kano ne za a kawo motar su ita ma daga ciki, za a matso musu da ita kusa sannan su hau. Wannan kusan shi ne abin da yake tafiya a halin yanzu. Duka waɗannan 'yan jihar Kano ne waɗanda suke jiran motar su ta zo. Tana can baya, kawai matso da ita za a yi gaba. Wannan shi ne daga nan babban birnin Khartoum na ƙasar su.
Immediately, some people were like, they want to do the Ojoro. If you no be from northern Nigeria, now there they go discover you. You don't say all of you will be your papa, your mama, then be from Abia, Akwa Ibom, then be from Ebonyi, Enugu. But all their life, now from Zamfara, Nasarawa to Kaduna, from Kaduna to Niger, now they then born you. But when they wanted to get you the form, say they won't send you go school, they won't get you passport. State of origin, Enugu, but now Zamfara then born you. Now you can't go they study medicine. They study medicine in Sudan to become a doctor. What can't happen? They got to say state of origin. That's how terrible Nigeria has become. Let me be honest with you. Like unbelievable. Nigerians, everybody, yeah. Let's get you out of here. Nigerians, Americans. Nobody could say, state of origin, Americans, Floridans, Texans, Californians. Who will be first? Alabamas will be first. Alaska, Alabama. Where else again? All of you, where there is no Z in America. So that's somewhere in a war zone. No? So I think that should have been fine until they started moving. $1.2 million. I remember that time where they talked to they want to go rescue some Nigerians from India. You remember? And they went there to that place and they started asking Nigerians there to. You remember that time when Indians and attacking Nigerian students and all that, and they sent people there. They said, okay, the government of Nigeria have spent. The government of Nigeria was going to spend $5-something million to get you home. Only for the people where they send me, they go rescue people. When they got to India, they started asking the student to come and pay $100 if they won't go. If you no fee pay $100, that's your problem. They started collecting bribe from them. Are you with me? Anyway, $1.2 million mean a company is given the job. A transportation company that knows what they are doing. And in fact, they have the logistics to take everybody. Nobody say they go, should because say our driver mewa. Give us 10 driver. We need 10 buses. They say, what's your name? Abi Alaji Begiludu. They say, what's your name, sir? Emini Wonkwe Ewuju. Ewuju. Okay, yes, sir. Now you they drive that white one. Yes, sir. What be your own name, sir? They say, Emini Wonkwe ni Deleti Ologa. Deleti Ologa, sir. So they will say, okay, you know what? We they go to 5 states, all of you. We go give you half payment. When we get to the place and we are coming back, we'll give you balance. You won't expect a country to deal like that. I'm just saying. Because, it didn't take long after they did state of origin, state and capital. For those who finally made it into the buses, now halfway they reach you. They say the guy talks to them, no pay them. They don't pay us, they go again. Hey, what be this, Abike?
Before we started this journey, we have to go on several fighting. Can you imagine that we are stuck in this desert for 5 hours? We don't know which state we are. Like we don't know the situation we have. We don't have water. Our money has finished. Can you imagine? And they said the vehicle drivers, they said they are not moving their bus. They said they are not moving their buses because they don't give them money. Which type of budget is this one? Look at this place. We're stuck in desert. We don't even have compass. We don't know the way we are. We don't know the place we are. Everything has finished. We are done. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. We don't have bus. We don't have anything. We don't have compass. Even now our location. We're in an unknown environment with a very big danger. Look at this place. Don't take a look at this place. Why is Nigeria Before we started
Giant of Africa. $1.2 million. If be like say driver just reach halfway, like I don't drive a whole day. My company talk say alert never enter. Sir, but wait, now it's Nigeria. I play to Nigeria, my country, Giant of Africa. Baba, leave Giant of Africa, Giant of where? Company said that they haven't received alert. Now fake alert, then do them. Can you believe that? So those ones, they started the drama midway. They say driver say no, they go again. Say call your people. In the middle of the desert. Do you know what actually happened after? From those who were there, they said the people, the students among them, all of them traveling, they had to gather all of their Nigeria passports, put everything inside one basket, and they gave it to the drivers. That at least take all of this. We can't go anywhere without our passports. So when we get to Egypt, we will resolve this issue. Now they are now like, you see these ungrateful people. Now here is another one.
Jami'a za ta kore mu yau. Da yarba Allah a taimake mu ke zaune a embassy kudi sun cinye ba mu ga mota ba an kawo mota sha guje instead of 40 cars da aka bana promise. Jami'a za ta kore mu na cikin wani hali ba ma bacci ba ma sha ba ma ta kore mu ta riga da ta kore mu. Ta riga da su rufe ta mata kai mata. Wazo duk da mana zagaye sai da mu. Ba dan Allah dan Allah. Sai ce ta ji ba sai aka ba su kudi sun yi miki sun fadi a tsakiyar daji cikin sahara fa. Muna da lafiya da wasu a constitution cikin sahara dan Allah ai mana wani abu. Me zai faru? Gidan da muke tun ranar Asabar da gona da gidan da nake bani da gurin da zan zauna squatting nake inda nake squatting ma is not safe. Jami'an da nazo zan zauna sun rufe kun kula da ban san ina zan je in kwana ba. Ba ruwa ba abinci da kudin ka ma baka da ruwan da zaka siya baka da ruwa baka da abincin da zaka samu komai ya kare babu. It's not safe. We can't go out to get something. Komai wannan kasuwa su ke yi ba. Mun saba da gunshot tashi muke da gunshot da kwana da gunshot ya suke so mu yi da rayuwar mu. ƴan uwanmu da aka kai su Sahara aka je aka ajiye su.
I heard that of Sahara. I heard the Megiddo. I heard the part they said that Babu Abinshi, and then something like about Ruwa. So Babu Abinshi is that they didn't give us food. They didn't give us water. The Sahara that you are hearing there is like we are stuck in Sahara. That's what you need to know. And you know, then the reaction tells you the rest of the story. It is what it is. For now, then though, because as it is, the drivers have continued the journey. According to Abike Dagboru, earlier, Abike started, when those children started uploading videos, they started speaking this, the Hausa, this, Ghana, Gunu, Ghana, Gugwe, Morawon. Abike Dagboru started panicking. In the process, she lost it. Abike now turned to Remi Werekwe, just like pretty much like Remi Werekwe, to the point that children, they tell Abike, you be Agbero. Children know that they tell Abike where you see for NTA TV, NTA News, NTA 10, NTA Network News. You remember Abike? Some of you Indomie generation, you may not remember Abike. That Abike that has now turned to that has turned to tissue paper. The APC Egbekegbe finally unraveled, and she's turned to a tissue paper in the hands of young people. She used to be on TV when some young people go to practice, they won't be journalists like Abike. Some will be like, is this the same Abike? Auntie Abike as a auntie? Who is your auntie? You don't know your auntie. Abike don't turn to Omota, Gidi, and because say the young people on social media is a leveler. Whether you are 80, whether you are 70, just respect yourself. Don't go anywhere, come the Messiah. They go give you your share size. I will do it, but Koshidano. You just say this one like it is within 1920. They will give you your size. Here you get. And in Nigeria, you may actually use power to go and attack people because they say something you don't like. You can't do that elsewhere. Today, then provoke Abike. Since last night, then provoke Abike. Abike turned to Omalata. And so it's not the first time. Here you get. They say, but Auntie Abike, leave them alone. No. Nobody should tell me to leave them. Every time. They will say, because I'm a public official, they will be abusing me and calling me. The other one was calling me Ashewo. The other one was calling me Ron's girl. The other one was calling me Auntie Ekoshi song. Nobody call you Ron's girl. She Ron's girl, you know. So can you hear that one too? She is asking me if I'm a Ron's girl. Auntie won't be on she Ron's girl. Can you call your mama Ron's girl? Say, Etibinu. That's how much young people can provoke. People can lie shamelessly, and they're expected to be respected because they are auntie. She will land in Lenny. She will leg bone. Don't you have elders at home? Say, if the elders in my house are behaving like you, some of them, you probably will have found a place for elderly abuse. No, the abuse of the elderly. Because if you have any elders in your house that are like these people, these criminals, of course you won't respect them. See, tell me, all the elders, people will be say, how many people you call elder for your house? For your house, all those people where say then hold, but because they be useless people, you have no respect for them. You just ignore them. They be part of your family. If I tell you to close your eyes now, you will remember one or two of them, whether they are dead or they are still alive. Then you can say, Daddy Alajapa. All his life like this, he was a useless man. Daddy Alajapa Longpe, useless man. That's exactly what it is for this. So if you have useless people in your family, you no go respect them. Let's be honest. If you see anybody in your family where they misbehave, you no go, come on. They can't hold. Everybody go, they avoid the man now, avoid the woman. They say that, I thought that she's your family. No, she's not my family. Oh, Joe, please. I don't want him to see me, Joe. He's not my family. I thought, you know what I mean? You have them. But you see this Olori Brukwa bias. When they lie to you publicly, they want you to respect them and say, Auntie Mude, Muko yin lara ni o. Auntie Muko woju yin ni o. Auntie mi fe woju yin ni o. Sorry. Auntie, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to offend you. Auntie mi fe woju yin ni. Woju auntie o shiko woju baba were. Look at their eyes and tell them straight up. That's the reality now. If they believe say maybe something positive is going to happen, these ones are part of those who have stolen that future from you. Not go to give any unnecessary respect to some weirdies because they are older than you. So Abike can't receive them. So I can't pity Abike. Sure you get. I can't pity Abike. In one of their in one of their exchanges online today, on top this $1.2 million what do they call them? $1.2 million rescue. The northerners themselves, yeah, after that video, after those videos, Abike Dagboru now tweeted. She said, I have just spoken to Nema Nigeria. He confirmed the bosses have continued their journey and said whatever issues have been resolved. Mama, issue will resolve. Tell us, is it true that your $1.2 million news now figgy, now blank check where una the right to na serve? Promissory notes. So you go give promissory note to people for Sudan, people where they fight war. You go they give promissory note for them. That's how people were like, oh. Abike Dagboru con they tweet like saying they in this Sudan. See the tricky fraudulent woman. Oh. Look under that tweet. It says Khartoum, Sudan. Where they no pass Abuja, then they with Kolu, where they give them Pampers, change everything. Oh. She did there, but she's pretending to be from Abuja. I mean, it's from Khartoum. I don't know where they look Khartoum. Anyway, one of them now responded, you are a liar. They continue because the student gave their passport to the drivers until payment has been made. So that means, like I said, the students, the northerners there, they gave their passports to the drivers. That please, sorry, I don't know, just talking nonsense. Anyway, yeah, whatever. And somebody came and said, seriously, where did you get this? And it was, I am currently in Sudan. I'm among the victims, so I know what I'm talking about. One of the students. So, meanwhile, prior to this, right? Shemika, tell you something. That's why I said that the fight will go happen between Tinubu Lagos Abobaku as well as the Arewa jihadist of APC after May 29. Now, special blockbuster that some of you are actually not thinking about now, but it's okay. It's all right. You go soon see the fight. Between 2 days ago, yesterday and today, majority of these victims of this Sudan evacuation that are northerners, when they tweeted, when they tried to scream for help, okay, in line of all they are saying, they were saying, hi, Tinubu never become president now, the Yorubas have not taken power now. They have already started abandoning us. So they have started lying to us. So all these things, I swear, it go they hurt people like Abike. Imagine you reading from northerners that you call your allies, and they are now accusing you of abandoning them. When the man, still the president of Nigeria, is their man, and they can't call him. So, but you have to pretend, like say you are still nice, until when their man no go day, you go come show them shege. So prior, Abike just enter everybody. Now your mama, now your papa. See, this one a federal government employee. This is a federal government employee. Oh, now your papa, now your this and that. Say they don't provoke and see Abike. Anyway, as we speak, they said they have continued their journey. So we wish them a safe trip back to Nigeria. Back in Nigeria, a lot of the obedient are now saying, make they shall do quick, make them bring them come back here. Because now then they Sudan, then they Saudi Arabia, then they Dubai, UAE. And they are shouting Sai Baba there. Bring them back here now that Kolu is coming on. When Kolu start dealing with everybody, even Sai Barbarian, they go disappear. Something like, everybody come here. Come face them here. Your Sai Baba. But it doesn't really matter anyway. They will go another places. So I think now you suppose work on yourself to the point that you won't have to like wait for a karma like this, before you can feel good about what Nigeria has done to you. I would say So wish them safe trip to Egypt, and then from Egypt, something we say. Alan Onyema's talk said the Airpeace owner CEO said he would lift Nigerians trapped in Sudan for free. Now that same one, Nigeria, Bokwari hurriedly said they have approved $1.2 million to get them back. So, cash and carry in the midst of a mystery of the people, when people are going through hell, you can turn it to business just like they did with Boko Haram and all that. But do you know something? Few weeks ago, it's a weeks. All these things happen so fast sometimes that you feel like they happened weeks ago. This is not weeks ago. Let's say a week ago. The news came and they said that Nigeria has been given $800 million. $800 million. In order to, $800 million to share to 50 million Nigerians, poor Nigerians, so as to cushion the effects of subsidy removal, petroleum subsidy removal. Now, petroleum subsidy removal mean you are going to wake up one morning and you're going to buy a liter of petroleum for over 800 naira, 1,000 naira a liter. Now that's like a booby trap that somehow got averted or postponed for Kolu or whoever is going to actually take charge from Bokwari. So what they have done now is that the NEC, they call them the National Executive Council, they came out and they said, no, you can't remove subsidy now, so leave it. So people are now asking, what's going to happen to the $800 million loan? Are they going to just return it and just cancel it so that we don't have to, they won't have to pay the interest and all that? Nigeria is already using 98 to 100% of their revenue in debt servicing. You collect revenue, you send it to the people who borrowed you money, your lender, just to service your debt. And you just took another one that you won't need. What are they going to do with the $800 million? Your guess is as good as mine. Story last in it. Just wait for it. Nobody, they never release NSAS protesters, they never release Nnamdi Kanu, they never release election results from presidential election. We will all suffer this monster called Nigeria together. Bless you. You have mentioned just two very important things that I believe I was going to talk about tonight. NSAS protesters. Do you all know that those who participated in the NSAS protest almost 3 years ago, that you still have over 40 of them that are languishing, locked up, languishing in different prisons across Nigeria? Do you know that? Do you know that there have been so many organizations who have taken it upon themselves to look out and discover these Nigerians who are locked up in these prisons all over Nigeria, and they have found them? Do you know that? Do you also know that this group of people, these groups who have discovered this illegally and then unconstitutionally locked up Nigerians because they participated in a protest, right, and denied their normal legal support or legal aid, court appearance? Do you know that this group who discovered them have been making effort to push their cases before judges and get them the reprieve and they needed? And do you know that they have been they have been facing serious backlashes, should you call it? Like, there's a word for it, they are facing them from accessing justice. This is no longer like people forgot them. This is no longer like nobody is coming to help them. People are actually there seeking justice for them, but Nigerian system continue to deny them. You know why? Because in all these places, the people actually holding them, they are only using NSAS as just an excuse to take away their rights. They have personal stones to grind with them. But in this country without a justice, I think it's a very beautiful thing that you mentioned this nobody. My very good Egbon. Then you mentioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you also all remember that no matter what they have told you about Nnamdi Kanu, whatever you think of Nnamdi Kanu, I am not going to ask you not to think what you think of him. Because in my own world, right, they don't really change anything. They don't. However, whatever you think or you have heard or whatever belief you hold about Nnamdi Kanu, do you know that in Nigerian courts, 1 second though, in Nigerian courts, where you expect the government of Nigeria that controls their own courts, appoint their own judges, possibly they have the best of the best lawyers to handle the federal government cases, especially when it borders on what they call treason. So, do you know that on 5 different occasions that Nnamdi Kanu have been taken before different judges on different charges, whatever one that you are familiar with, terrorism, treason, incitement, wants to cause war, whatever, is sponsoring unknown gunmen and all of that, all of those, you would expect your government to have evidence of them, even if they are going to make up the evidence. You listening? Even if they have to put fake people to come and give fake testimonies. Sure, you get? Present those evidence in your own court. Do you know that on 5 different occasions, Nnamdi Kanu has defeated Nigeria and their lawyers in front of their court? And do you know that since November 2022, the appeal court in Nigeria said he should be released. They didn't say release him and take him to Aba. The court in Nigeria said his kidnapping is illegal. They did it so illegally that Nigeria didn't just violate their own law. They violated the international law. The ones that they are also signing, they are part of those who put those international laws together that Nigeria is part of. Nigeria violated them because of one man. Because they wanted to keep him as a trophy. Not because they wanted him to face your law. Now, you wanted him to face justice. You wanted him to be punished. But guess what? You can only punish somebody, right, by your law. And if you can't use your law, just take anybody on the street and shoot and kill them and say you've given them justice. That's it. Banana Republic, which is what Nigeria is. Do you know that since November, despite whatever their media told you, whatever their lawyers told courts, the court said he must be returned to where he got kidnapped from. That he must be put on a plane and returned back to Kenya. And then Nigeria should do the proper thing by processing his extradition from Kenya to Nigeria. That's what your court said. Your judges said in Nigeria. Buhari government disobeyed the law. I mean, the court. And do you know that since that November, they have still locked him up? Some of you actually wanted him to remain locked up. Now, your election is over. Would you join us now to demand for his release? Would you? No? Okay. Since November last year, his lawyers have been making efforts to approach the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Do you know one thing? Attorney General of Nigeria that will come on TV and tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is this, Biafra is that, IPOB is this and that. The same guy approached your court in Nigeria by pleading with the court to please hold action on their judgment. Yes, he went to court and begged the court. He said, please, we want you to hold action. We don't want to release him now. It's not good for now. Yes, we agree that we've lost. But can you please hold action until we have a Supreme Court interpretation? Because we can't just let him go like that. Yes, we failed. We couldn't prove it to you that he's a criminal. We couldn't prove it to you that he's the enemy of Nigeria. No, we couldn't really prove anything that he's committed any crime. They couldn't prove it. Always remember that they couldn't prove it. As corrupt as Nigerian courts are, Nigerian government couldn't prove that Nnamdi Kanu did anything wrong. So they are holding him illegally. That is wrong. It is an injustice. Whether you like him or you don't like him, don't wait till you find yourself in that situation. You don't have to ask for Biafra or ask for any republic before Nigeria can put you in a hole just by looking for one excuse. And Nigerians, they will tell Nigerians the lies that they want them to know so that they can condemn you when you are in that hole. They denied him medical access. They denied him all the court approved, his grants for his own right. Even with that, within the confinement of his captor, they denied him all of that. They want him dead. And the Supreme Court, Supreme Court is not going to do anything. Since November, finally today, the Supreme Court called his lawyers. Okay, bring it. Let's hear the case. And when they got to the Supreme Court today, the Supreme Court was like, "Oh, sorry, we are tired. You know what? Let's hear the case next month in May. Why you lock an innocent man? You lock him up in an underground cell just because somebody couldn't have a good sleep anymore. As Nnamdi Kanu is free out there. Somebody lost sleep, lost peace of mind, and they just had to break international law to kidnap a British citizen. So Bokwari will be jailed too. Just wait for it. The way the world is moving and turning, you go buy bread, send go. Some of these criminals you see today, when they start there, when they actually start standing or answering for all of their sins. So thank you, nobody. I've always wanted to talk about that. They have now postponed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case till May. So in May, we want to see what their Supreme Court is going to say. Okay? We want to see what newly manufactured lies they are going to also push too. But Bokwari that is asking for forgiveness, if there is any forgiveness, he can, a slight of it, that he can at least, possibly gamble on, is to let an innocent man go. Whether he let him go or not, he's committed an unforgivable sacrilege. You hold an innocent man, you killed innocent people. Really? Okay. Anyway, let's take it to this. In fact, I think that should be it. This is where I'm going to take calls. Okay. This is where I am going to take calls. But before I take calls, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. So yeah, I can have a chat around this with everyone. But I will be back. So what we're going to do is that we have over 30,000 of us on YouTube right now. And I think we have about 400 of us on Facebook, maybe not. So if Facebook is not letting you share the video, I know why. They don't want, you should be, I'm so grateful that some of you actually found the notification and you joined, right? A lot of people don't even get the notification on Facebook, okay? Go on to my YouTube, okay? Join me on that YouTube. It's steady, it's safe. And if anybody if anybody reports my channel, I've always been given a chance to defend myself, okay? So go there, subscribe, and you won't miss anything. So to everybody who is watching on YouTube, over 30,000 of us right there, right? Do me one favor, even if you have to leave, make sure you drop your offering, like the broadcast. At least let's take it to, we only have about 700 of us who actually show that, yeah? Let's take it to 1,000. Let's take it to 1,500. Call it your own break, okay? Leave that comment section for a moment and just go under the video and like it. If you have done it, don't do it again. If you do it again, you are taking away your like. Okay, don't go and do it again. But I'm talking to so I'm talking to those who haven't. Anyway, ma go make tea, and when I get back, we will take calls and then we'll continue with this. Yeah.